This is Snowball. Snowball is a healthy young dog. She loves playing, walking, running, and getting attention from her owners, me and my parents. But Snowball has a very different life story than most dogs. Back in late 2011, Snowball was a stray. She lived in an empty lot near my house. A friend of my parents, Elizabeth, first noticed her in August. Elizabeth cared for Snowball by bringing her food and water. She also noticed that one of Snowball's legs was injured. Elizabeth first took me to see Snowball in September. I told my family about her, and I suggested that we adopt her. At first, the idea seemed far-fetched, but after visiting Snowball in the lot, my parents were in love with her. They agreed that we should adopt her. But we knew that before Snowball could be adopted, her leg would need medical attention. So, in late September, we took her to a local veterinary clinic. Soon after her stay at the clinic, Snowball was taken to a kennel where she lived for a few weeks. There, she got to play outside and interact with other dogs. Finally, in November, we brought Snowball back to our house. At first, she was nervous and skittish. She wouldn't even come inside the house. But after a few weeks, she became much more comfortable. Now, more than a year later, she's just a regular dog. But the important thing to understand about Snowball is that she is very lucky. She has a loving, caring family who can give her the attention and affection that she needs. There are many dogs in Doha who have been, like Snowball, abandoned and left on the streets, or even born as strays. Some of these dogs starve to death. Others are killed by cars. Fortunately, many of these dogs are brought to animal rescue shelters. These dogs are provided with food, water, medical care, and exercise. These shelters are a blessing for the dogs. In times of little hope, the dogs are given a second chance. I visited 2 of these shelters, Cause and Second Chance Rescue, to learn more about the issue of dogs in Doha.
Well, I founded Second Chance Rescue in 2009. It started by me founding 9 puppies around our beach house in Al Shamal. They came here, I got them all adopted. I really enjoyed what I did for these animals. I felt really pleased about myself. And I started fostering dogs. I started finding dogs in the street, helping them out, getting them adopted. And it just, from 8 puppies, now we have more than 80 dogs here.
There's a lot of dogs in Doha that need help because for different reasons. There is a big stray population of dogs in Doha. They come from different circumstances. It could be that they've been abandoned. It could be that they have been born on the street. A lot of the stray dogs that we get, sometimes we have no idea where they've come from, what their history is. Sometimes they just get tied up to the fence here.
A lot of the people who is here, they buy these dogs, but they never really spay and neuter these dogs, so they'll end up breeding. And once people have these puppies, they just, dump them on the street because no one can handle so much animals. And a lot of the expat who comes here, they'll come with their dogs, or they'll buy a dog, or adopt one. And once they go back to their homes, countries, they leave them behind. And this is a bad situation for the animal, because the animal didn't live, he's not used to living on the streets here.
A dog that would come to us, we take them in, we give them any medical attention that they might need, we help with any training or behavioural things they might need help with. Ultimately, with dogs and that come to cause, or with any animal that comes to cause, the animal is trying to find a new home.
We try and give the dog as much possible life similar to having a home of his own, a family of his own.
You don't necessarily have to adopt an animal in order to help cause. Even if you can't physically get down to cause, you can always help us out with doing different things like donating to us. Blankets or towels or pet food, they're always welcome.
We hope that people raise the awareness for Second Chance Rescue, tell their friends about us, convince their friends instead of buying, maybe they should adopt. By adopting an animal or fostering an animal from here, we'll be able to help another animal off the streets.
After visiting the shelters, interviewing the volunteers, and interacting with the dogs, I understand what an amazing, selfless, charitable thing it is that these people and organizations are doing. If not for them, many dogs that are now living happily in safe homes would have never made it off of the streets. But these organizations can always use more help. Walking or playing with the dogs or donating food are some simple yet crucial ways to help out. Another possibility is adoption. Not only does adopting one dog from a shelter allow another to come in, but it also makes all the difference for that one dog. Adopting a shelter dog that may not be perfect gives that dog an opportunity to be loved on a close, personal level. Many of these dogs have never experienced that. This had been the case with Snowball. She was left alone without anyone to love her, but she was found and taken in by people who cared about her. She may not be perfect. Her leg had to be removed in surgery, but that's not important. What's important is that she has a family who will love her, no matter what.